Hello devs, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to build a to-do application using React.js, Node and MySQL database. So this is our to-do list. I'm adding a new to-do by Rice. So click on add and you can see a to-do is added and I'm adding another to-do. Doctor appointment. So I'm adding this to do and you can see another to do is added. So this is my to do and this is the date and this is the status active. So if I click on complete, my to do will go to completed category. So if this is my tab, all the to dos are displayed, and if I click on active, uh, I will see only to dos with status active. If I click on completed, I can see only completed tasks. So currently there are no completed tasks. So let's go to our all tasks and let's complete our one task by Rise. So I'm clicking on complete and you can see my status is changed to completed. Now let's go to completed tab and you can see one task which is completed. So if I want to edit the task, click on edit and you can see my task is displayed in our input. And then let's change our task, attend for meeting. So let's click on update and you can see my task is updated to attend for meeting. If I want to delete this task, click on delete and you can see my task is deleted. If I want to delete this task, click on delete. So currently there are no tasks. Now adding another one by chicken, and you can see adding another one. Go for a walk, click on add. So these are the tasks. I'm clicking completed both the tasks, complete and complete, and both these tasks are completed. And uh, let's see on active. So there are no active tasks. So these two are completed tasks. Let's go to completed tab and you can see two tasks which status is completed. Now let's build our project to do list. Yeah, this is our flow diagram. So for front end, we are using React.js, and for back end, we are using Node.js and Express.js. For storing data, we are using SQL. We are uh, connecting our front end and back end through an API for posting data, to send data from front end to back end. We are using post method. For getting data from backend to front end, we are using get API. So this is front end backend, and for storing data, uh, we are storing our data using queries, and also we are retrieving our data through queries. So this is the flow diagram. Let's build our front end. This is my directory to do, and in my to do directory I have two folders. One is client.js, in which React project is there, and another one is server for backend. So let's build our front end. Now I'm creating a new file in my source folder, that is home.jsx. So I'm taking a functional component, my home file. Let's go to app.jsx. Let's remove app and pause our home file in app.js file. So let's open terminal. Let's run our React project. Go to client directory, client. To run the React project, we have to run a command, that is npm run dev. Let's close our app.jsx. Let's build our to-do UI in our home.js file. I'm making a background color to gray, beachy gray 100, and it is width of screen and also height screen. Okay, now open another div. Check. Okay, this is background color gray, and now I am taking a div and taking h2, and then to do list, to do list. So I'm wrapping in my div in another div. Okay, this is the main div. Next, I'm taking input tag in another div, input of type text, and add some placeholder, um, enter task or enter to do. And you can see this is my input tag to add to do, and also add button to add to do. Open button tag and name it as add. Okay, now let's style these things. Let's make it at center. Last name uh, flex w screen h screen justify center and align items to center. Okay, now let's make it in vertical direction. Make it direction to vertical column. Okay, now let's highlight this text to do list. Class name, make it bold and also increase font size. Let's say text to Excel. Okay, now let's style this input tag. Okay, and enter padding of uh, 2. Okay, let's disable outline border, outline none, and keep it border add borders, light color, blue. Okay, let's add some round to our input tag, rounded and medium. Okay, let's make it flex. Okay, last name flex. Allow some gap between our button and input tag. So let's design our button. Last name and change background color to blue 600 and change text color to white. Okay, now I add some padding. Yes, let's say 4. So okay, let's make corners rounded to MD. Then now increase our input length, width width of the input. Let's add it here. Let's make it 72. Okay, it's too large. Let's reduce to donor value, which is 64. Okay, fine. Let's add task. So I'm taking another div for tasks. For task, there is a task. Let's check by tag by rice and let's remove this and copy it in and also add date and time. Mm, let's say open p tag and date uh, 10 12 2024 and date of 10:30. Okay, now let's reduce size of the text we have also change color of the text to gray. Now let's increase the font size and also make it bold for more visibility. Last name text to uh, large and make it bold. Font make it bold. Okay, it is too bold. Let's change to semi bold. Okay, now it's fine. Now add status here. Status active. Okay, also reduce the size of the status text to smaller and change color of the text to gray. Copy this div, open another div. We need to copy our previous div, Let's make it uh, prettier. Okay, now let's add another div. uh, okay, now let's open another div for edit, delete and complete. Mm, let's take edit button, and okay, let's take button tag. Button, it's, text edit, copy this button and paste it here. Okay, this is button delete, and this is another button for complete. Okay, completed. Do. Okay, now uh, let's move these buttons to right side of the task. Okay, now add some styling to our main div. um, is of flex. uh, our text should be justify between. Okay, now change this format to vertical. Last name flex, and flex direction is column. Okay, now add background color white. This is our task main div. PG white. Okay, now add some padding. Okay. uh, let's increase the size to this size is 80. Okay, now this is our. Okay, let's reduce the size of the text buttons, also reduce the size of the date and time. This is of success. Okay, now change the size of the text to SM. Okay, uh, justify start and start. Add some padding 3. Okay, this is our task. Now add some space at the top of the task. Empty 3. So now add categories uh, to display our tasks based on add to tasks, completed tasks, all tasks. Okay, now you need to add tabs. So I am taking another div after my input tag. Okay, this is my another div for tags. Let's three tabs, that is all, and another one is active for active tasks, and also another tab for completed. So let's make it small, and as well as the direction will be row. First name it is direction is flex, and reduce text size, and evenly W will be my 872. Now let's make it 80, and justify evenly. Okay, now these are all my tabs. So add some gap between our input tag and tabs. Let's add empty 4. Okay. Now need to highlight these tabs and click on specific tab. If I click on all tags, my whole text will be highlighted, and if I click on add to tab, my add to is highlighted. So for completed, the completed tab will highlight. So now, okay, let's add the on click function for every tab. On click, if I click on my all tab, it should trigger a function handle tabs. Is tab 1, and also copy this on click function and paste it here, and also for completed place it here, and it is tab 1, it is tab 2, and it is tab number 3. Let's expand our function here. So let's take a use state hook for storing our tab number. Tab set tab and use state. By default, when we open to-do list, our tab default our tab will stay at all tasks. So I am passing 1. So let's expand handle tabs. So this accept tab number tab. Now I'm setting my tab number to tab. Okay. Also for your understanding, I'm logging my tab. Okay. Now let's go to our application and let's refresh and go to console. Console. If I click on all, you can see tab number 1. If I click add to, you can see tab number 2. If I click on completed tab, you can see tab number 3. If I click on again tab number 3, and if I click on active, if I click on tab number 3, so you can see here. Now let's remove this log message, and now let's add style uh, for all the tabs. If I click on add to tab, my add to tab will be highlighted. So now let's add style to all the tabs. Class name. So my styling is on condition based, so I'm taking curly braces and inverted quotes. Now if my tab equals to 1, my text color will be text color will be white. Oh, my text color will be blue 700. Okay, it should be in quotes. Okay, else it should be text black. I pointer will be cursor. uh, Pointer be cursor. So let's add this style to all the tabs. Control C and Control V. Control C. Let's paste it here. Control V. So this is tab 1 and this is tab 2. This is tab 3. Okay, let's go to our tabs. Let's remove this one and let's refresh. Okay, now you can see my whole tab is highlighted. If I click on active tab, my active tab is highlighted, and if I click on completed, my completed tab is highlighted. Okay, highlighted with blue color. So these all are my tabs, all tasks, active tasks and completed tasks. Now change the color of these buttons: edit, delete and completed. My edit color will be okay. Let's change color of the edit button to text will be orange. Orange make cursor to pointer, and also for delete my button color is text color is red 500, and my cursor is pointer. For complete my button text color is green. Green of strength 600, and cursor to pointer. Okay, and these two colors are nearly same. Make orange to blue. Okay, fine. Now let's increase the strength of my color 600. Okay, now it's fine. Also add round to our task. Now add some gap between our to-do list and input tag. Let's allow some gap. Margin bottom 4. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, let's take another hook. Okay, now add another hook for storing our uh, task set task. Use state and default value is null. Let's pass our value task and add on change event for changing task. Set task p dot target dot value. Okay, now Let's add on click function to our button, and that is add button. Okay, this is our button. Okay, let's add on click function, handle add task. Let's expand our function here. Constant handle add task event. Let's prevent from redirecting to another page. When I click on add button, prevent default. Okay, now let's log our task, whether it is logging correctly or not. Let's go to console. Okay, now clear all the errors. uh, okay, now enter by, okay, by chicken. Let's click on add button and you can see by chicken, by let's add another task, doctor appointment. Doctor appointment, let's click on add button. Okay, my task is logged correctly. Okay, now I'm removing my log. So this task is to is send from front end to back end. So to send data from front end to back end, you need to use one npm library, which is axios. So let's install our axios. Open another terminal. This is my another terminal. Okay, this is my, okay, go to client directory, cd client, and let's install axios npm I axios. So this will install our axios npm package. So my package is installed successfully. Now, okay, before sending data to backend, let's build our backend first. So this is my folder, server. Let's open a new terminal for backend development. So let's navigate to our server directory. So now in our server directory we need to initialize npm. To initialize npm, you need to run an npm command, npm init y. Okay, let's run this command, and you can see package.json file is created in my server folder. Okay, now let's install our npm packages required for backend development. Let's clear this console. Let's install required packages. One is express, and another one is cors, and another one is MySQL 2. And yeah, for now that's it. Let's run this command to install these packages. Okay, my packages are installed successfully. Now let's create console. Let's create a file in our server folder. So I'm creating a file, index.js. So now let's import our packages here. Constant express require plus and also import cars. Okay, now create an app for our express, and also our app uses JSON, and also our app uses cars app dot use cars. So cars means cross origin resource sharing. So this will allow data from front end to back end and back end to front end as well. So if you not include these cores, you may get security issues. Okay. Now run our app app.listen at port number 5000. If my app is started successfully, I want to get a notification log server started. Okay, so now let's run our index.js file. Node index. Okay, my server is started. Now let's send data from front end to back end. Our task, if I add a task, my task is pass from front end to back end. So now to send data, you need to install one package, Axios. So I think already I installed it. Axios dot post. So now let's import our Axios manually. Axios from Axios. Now you need to use post because we are sending from front end to back end. So we use post. So this take our post takes two arguments. One is our at which our backend running HTTP. My backend is running at HTTP, and localhost at port number 5000. Now I'm creating an endpoint to receive data at backend. So a new task. So this will be our endpoint. Uh, so now in object, let's send our task. So this is our task, and also date. So only I'm sending only task. Okay. Let's create an let's fetch our uh, endpoint here. App dot post. My endpoint is add. Sorry, new task. So this is my endpoint, new task. So I pass a new task here, and then request response. So let's log our data from front end. Let's request dot body. Our data from front end holds in request there is a body. So let's log this request dot body. Now let's stop our server and let's clear our console and run again. Node index. Go to our app dot our to-do. Now this is first to do. So I'm sending this first to do. Let's click on add. and you can see task. This is first to do. So my data from front end to back end is transferred successfully. Now we need to store this task in our database. So now we need to create a table for holding tasks in SQL. Okay, so this is my SQL workbench. Let's create a table for tasks. This is my default database SYS. Now in my tables I'm creating a new table. My table name will be to-dos. Name will be to-dos. Okay, let's define our columns. My first column is ID. It is automatically increase. So this is our primary key and it is not null and also unique. My ID will be unique and also it is auto increment. Our first row will be 0, oh sorry, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is auto increment. Next one, to do, oh sorry, task. So this is type of varchar and it is also not null and created it. So this will hold date and time at which a task is created it, and this is in the type for date. Okay, now it is also not null. There is no null value for these three columns. So let's create a table. Okay, this is my table. Let's click on apply. Okay, my table is created successfully. Okay, and now close this. Let's open tables, and this is my table to do. So let's select this table. You can see it is empty table with columns ID, task, and at which the date and time at which task is created. Now I'm going to our backend. Okay, let's connect our database. Then DB database. Let's connect our backend to database. Let's MySQL. Let's also I forgot to import MySQL package. Let's import MySQL2. So now MySQL dot create connection. So this will create connection to database. So now you need to pass some parameters, which is our host. My database host will be localhost, and user is root. If you have different user, you can pass different username and also password. My password is love sql @123. This is my SQL password. If you have different password, you can. Then let's define database. Database. My database is you seen that the default database SYS. So now let's connect our DB to database. Okay, now let's create connection db dot connect. Okay, Okay, this will return to error. If there is an error while connecting to database, let's display message. If there is no error when connecting to database, I want to display a message uh, connected to uh, database successfully. So if there is an error while connecting to database, else log our error message failed to connect database. Okay, let's minimize this. And okay, now let's check whether the database is connecting successfully or not. Let's stop our server and clear our terminal and run again. Okay, failed to connect database. So there is an error while connecting to database. Let's log our error, remove this message and log our error. Let's check what is the error. Access denied for user localhost using password. Host will be localhost user allow SQL at the rate 123. Okay, my user is root user. Root. Okay, let's rerun again. Mode index. Waits for some time and you can see database is connected successfully. Okay, now uh, let's save our task to our database. Okay, now let's write a query. Constant query. So this will insert our task to our database. Insert into my table name todos. Insert into todos. Let's pass our task and values will be question mark. I'm making question mark for now. Okay, let's store this. Okay, let's store our task db dot query. In our query you need to pass our query queue and also pass our value here. So my value is request dot body dot task. Um, because my data is from request dot body. In request dot body there is an object. In object task my to do task is there. Now let's pass functional callback function. This will throw error and result. So if there is an error while storing our data, let's display a message where to store task. So if my data is stored successfully, let's log to do saved. Okay, now let's stop our server. Let's run again You need to run again and again if you change any code. Okay, my database server is started and also database is also connected successfully. Now you go to to do. Okay, I'm taking I'm removing my to do. Went to school, in order to buy chicken. So let's click on add. Okay, this is my task. So failure to store task. Let's check what is the error. Let's click oh, error. Okay, I need to pass also data. That is date, the date and time at which the task is created. Say date. Okay, okay, created it. So you need to pass the column names same as our column names in SQL table. Okay, this is my task and also created it, and also add another question mark for date and time. So now one is task and another is date and time. Date and time, new date. Okay, this will generate current date and time at which the task is created. Okay, now change this error to fail to store. Okay, now let's stop our server and let's run again. Okay, let's go to our to-do list. So let's click on add button. Okay, you can see a message to do is saved. To do saved. Okay, now let's go to our SQL table. Let's run our SQL table and you can see one row by chicken. So my data is saved successfully. Okay, now I'm adding let's refresh. I'm adding another two to-do list. Okay, doctor appointment, CT appointment. Click on add. Okay, I added successfully. Okay, doctor appointment is saved successfully. To do saved, and add another to do. Attend for office meeting. Okay, let's click on add. Okay, my task attend for office meeting is saved successfully. Let's go to our table in SQL. Let's execute a table and you can see there are three tasks by chicken, doctor appointment and attend for office meeting. Okay, now I want to display all the tasks here. There are three tasks, also I want to display my tasks here. So now let's go to our backend and create a route, app route with get method. Okay, read tasks. So this will fetch all the tasks from database, and this will responsible for sending data from backend to frontend to display all the tasks in our to-do list. Now Let's create a callback function, request and response. Okay, now let's fetch all the data. Let's minimize this. So you need to write a query to fetch data. Q select CLE select star from my table name todos. Okay, now execute our query on database db dot query, pass our query here, and also it uh, takes callback function uh, error and result. So if there is an error while fetching tasks, I want to log a message here to read tasks. So if my data is fetched successfully, got data, okay, got tasks successfully, database. Okay, now stop our server. If there is successful fetching, let's log our uh, tasks. That is, tasks are hold in result. Okay, now clear our terminal and let's run again node index. Okay, now fetch this endpoint in any API testing, or you can use Thunder client for testing API. New request. It is my Thunder client. Let's replace HTTP. Uh, let's change our endpoint. Read tasks, and you can see this is my endpoint. Read tasks. Now let's change it to get method. Okay, by default it is get method. Okay, now let's click on send button, and okay, and you can see these are all my tasks. The data from backend is fetched successfully. Okay, now close this API testing. So these are all my three tasks. This is task 1, this is task 2, and this is task 3. So now let's send it to front end. So if you want to send to front end, response dot send. So send our result to front end. So let's make an API call from front end to fetch data from backend, to receive data from backend. So when my page loads, I want to fetch it from backend. FECT use effect. Okay, let's fetch it. This time axios dot get. So you need, because I'm retrieving data from backend, so my method is get. Okay, now we'll pass our URL http localhost slash my endpoint is read tasks. So then after getting the data, there is a response result. Let's log our result here. Okay, now stop our server and here and run again. Then go to our to-do list. Let's refresh and go to console. There is another while reading task. So let's go to. Okay, I forgot to include my host. Okay, my port number 5000. So okay, you can see got task from database successfully. Okay, let's go to our and you can see this is my data from backend. Okay, okay, let's remove and refresh our website and you can see data from backend. This is my data in data. My data is in data, and these are all my three tasks. This is my task number one, buy chicken, and this is my task number two, doctor appointment, and this is my task number three, attend for office meeting. Okay, got data from backend successfully. So now we need to display our tasks here. Okay, now let's display our tasks here. Go to our home page and create one hook. Use state hook for storing our uh, tasks. Okay, I'm changing to dos. State, I'm making it null. Okay, if there is a successful result from backend, I'm storing my tasks. Set to do result. In my result, I'm only I want only data. Okay, it is fetching multiple times because my live server is fetching continuously. Okay, now let's display our tasks here. Okay, this is our task. So let's map it here. Let's copy this task and let's map our to-dos here. To-dos dot map to-do. Now I'm pasting my task here. So make it prettier. Okay, now we need to pass our task here. To-do dot dot task, and also change our date to to-do dot date. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add column for status in our database. So let's add later. Okay. Let's go to our. Okay, you can see buy chicken, doctor appointment, and attend for office meeting. So my date is missing. Let's check for date. Dot date. Okay. Okay. This is in the format of date, not string. So I need to convert to uh, date format. Okay. To do dot created at. Okay. Let's go to. You can see date, but it is not readable format. Let's make it to readable format. Date created to a string. Let's check. Let's refresh. Okay. Now my created date is in new date. Okay, and you can see by chicken date, and I want to change this status for different tabs. If I click on active tabs, my all status will be active. If I click on completed, I want all the tasks with status complete only. So status will change if I click on completed button. If I click on delete, my task is deleted completely. And if I want to edit the task, you can click on edit. Now, uh, let's add another column for storing status. Okay, in our let's modify our to-do table. This is my to-do table. I'm adding another column for status. Status status, and it is a worker 45. It is also not null, and click on apply. So this will modify our table. Let's click on finish and go to our backend index. So in our backend I need to change. So I want to add another value here for status. If I create a new task, my status will be uh, active by default. Okay, let's add another column status, and so add another value. So my another value is active. By default, my task is active. Now I'm deleting all the rows from my table. Now let's truncate our table. This will all the rows from our table. Let's run our table, and you can see empty table. Now let's buy vegetables. So if I click on add button, and there is no reflection, so my to do is added successfully but not reflected here. So, and also if I click on add, my to do will disappear. uh, so my added, and if I click on refresh, and you can see buy vegetables. So this will done automatically without refreshing. Now go to our handle task. If I click on refresh, if my task is added successfully, I want to clear my that task and make it to null. So if I click on add button, my task will appear from input box. Also want immediate reflection after adding my task, and go to index.js. uh, in this, if my to-do is saved successfully, so I want to create another query for fetching all the tasks, updated task list, uh, updated tasks. So this will retrieve all the tasks including our new task. Select star from to-dos. Let's execute our query. Db dot query, our query error, uh, new list. Yeah, now send our new list to our front end. Now send our new list. Response dot send new list. So now if I click on add button, my task is added automatically without refreshing. So I'm stopping server and clear our terminal. Let's run again and go to our tasks, and this is my task. So if I add another tasks, by chicken. So if I click on add, okay, I need to, okay, I need to set to do's response dot data. Okay, uh, now check again, and let's refresh and enter another task. Go to college and click on add. Okay, now let's execute our query. Db dot query. My query is updated query, updated tasks, and it should error and new list. So my new list will be the new list, which also include my task. Let's send our new list. Response dot send new list. Now let's receive our updated list. I am setting my updated list to dos response dot data, and I'm making my task input to empty. Okay, now let's let's stop our server and restart again. Now go to our application. Okay, now let's remove this. So this I'm now adding a to do by chicken. So if I click on add, and you can see it is reflected automatically. So I'm not refreshing, and also my to do is also cleared. So I'm adding another task. Go to work, and if I click on add, and you can see my task is added automatically. and also my task is cleared. Now let's implement edit, delete, and complete functions. Now let's go to edit button. So these are all my buttons. So if I click, so the yeah, okay, sorry, these are my tabs, and this is my buttons. Edit, delete, and complete buttons. So if I click on edit button, and you can see, if I click on edit button, my task by chicken will appear here, our input tag, and then we need to update uh, by chicken, and then click on update button. You need to change add to update when I click edit button. So now let's on click function. Now I'm writing a function handle edit. If I click on edit, I want task ID, which is you can see todo dot id. So if you click on edit button, my function retrieves to do id. So now you can edit to do id, constant handle edit, and it will give our task id. If you got task id, and then we are going to edit that particular task with id. Let's log our id, whether it is getting our id or not. So if I click on edit button, I want id of the task. So let's go to, okay, this is id 1 and this is id 2. Let's go to console. Let's clear our errors. So if I click on edit, so this is my id 1. If I click on second task with id 2, I want, now I'm getting idea of the task. So now I want to appear my task in input. So let's set our task with um also, okay, I also want id and as well as task to do dot task. So let's add id and task as well, task, and I want to fill my input with task. So now I want to change. Let's close our console. Let's refresh. So if I click on edit button, and you can see by chicken in my input tag. So I want to change my button from add to update. Now let's take a use state hook for storing the status, whether it is editing or adding new task. Is edit, set is edit, it by default is false. If I click on edit, uh, I want to change my status of is edit uh, set is edit to true. So let's go to add button. So if my if is edit is true, is true. I want update button, update button, or else I want default button which is add. So let's click refresh, and if I click on edit, and you can see uh, my task is appearing here, and also my button is changed to update. Now let's remove our ID. Uh, let's send our updated task to backend axios dot. Now sending my updated task http localhost, and my port will be 5000, and update my endpoint is update task. So I'm sending my task. Okay, now let's create an app route for backend. I'm adding another route app dot post date task. Now let's add callback functions request and response. So let's log our request dot body. So body if I go to, so I want id and also task id and id as well as task. So let's log our body. So let's clear our terminal and run again. Our so let's refresh. So if I click on go to work, edit, if I want to edit, go to work, click on edit. So I want to update, we'll go to work with, go to running. So let's click on update, and we can see, okay, so there is task, adding tasks. So okay, let's go to home. Where is my add button? So by default, by the on click function is for this button. So let's remove this on click function and add it here. Button add slash button. and we need to pass on click function for add here. And for update, let's make another button in our button update button. Now pass an on click function update to do. Okay, update task. Okay, if I click on update task, constant update task. So when I click on update task, I need to send data ID and task. Now let's store our ID and task. Uh, I'm taking a use state hook for storing my ID, update ID, and set update ID, and use state v null, and also for updated task, it task update task use state empty string set task changing to set update task. It is actually updated task. My update task and update task will be same, so I'm changing my uh, use state hook to updated task and also change it here. So it is updated ID. Updated task is my task, and set updated ID is my ID. So now I want to send my updated ID, update ID, and updated task. You know, create an endpoint. So now create an endpoint in backend dot post for my endpoint is update task. It task which request and response as callback functions. Let's log our request dot body. Okay, let's stop our server and run again. Okay, now let's go to our to do. Let's refresh. Okay, if I want to change this to do, click on edit button. Okay, so forgot So to add my task, set task is my task. So now let's refresh and click on edit button by chicken, and you can see by chicken and update button. And now if I click on update by fish, if I click on update, and you can see updated id and updated task. So now this will update in our database too. So now let's query or let's write a query for update. Okay, now let's write a query for update our task. To update to dos and set our task, and where id is equal to our id. So let's execute our query. Db dot query q, and my values are this is my request dot body. In request dot body, I want updated id and task. My first one will be task request dot body dot task, and then id request dot body dot uh, update id. And it takes two callback functions uh, similar to our previous query: error and result, error and result, error. Let's log uh, failure to update. Okay, if successfully updated. Now let's print a message updated. So let's stop our server and let's rerun. Now go to our tasks. Now let's refresh. And so I want to change by chicken to by fish. So this is my task. I want to changing my chicken to fish. So let's click on update. Okay, let's go to our, and you can see message updated here. And now let's refresh, and you can see my task is updated to by fish. Now if I click on update, there is a need to refresh the page. So if I want automatic update, I just wanted to execute query to retrieve all the kudos. db dot uh, query select star from kudos. This will retrieve all the tasks, including our updated task. E result error. log error. That's only otherwise if there is no error, I'm sending my new list which is R to front end. So then response, let's update tasks, update to dos with our response dot data. Now let's stop our server and run again and go to our to-do list. So if I want to change running uh, to go to market. So let's click on update and you can see my view is updated, but it is not erased here. So let's clear our to do after updatation. Set task to empty. Okay, refresh, and I want to change by fish. Click on edit by rice. Click on update and you can see immediate reflection here by rice, and also my task is also cleared here in my input tag. Okay, now let's implement delete button. So let's go to our delete button. Where is my delete? Okay, this is my delete button. If I click on delete, my function on click function will trigger, and this will takes task id. This time handle delete to do dot id. Okay, now let's implement our handle delete function. Handle delete will take id. uh, let's log our id. Let's go to our console and check whether it is giving our id or not. If I click on delete, so my id of task is 1. If I click on delete at task, so my id is 3. So it is getting fine. Now let's clear our log. Now uh, post our id to backend to delete the task. Exos dot post http blog post at port number 5000. Now this time my endpoint will delete task. Okay, I am sending my id to backend. Now let's go to our index.js and let's minimize our update task, and now create another route which is post delete task, and this requires two callback functions, request and response. Now let's write a query constant queue for deleting of task. Delete from todos id equals to our task id. Now let's execute our query. ap dot query. I'm passing my query here, and then I'm passing my request dot body dot id. Now error and result. If there is an error, log our error. Fail to delete, else log deleted successfully. Okay. Now if my task is deleted successfully, I want a new list with the deleted task. My new list will not contain my deleted task. Let's write a query. Let's execute our query directly. The dot query select star from todos. Uh, error and result. So I'm sending my result to frontend response dot send r, that is result. So I'm simply taking a new list, sending my new list to frontend list. Okay. Let's frontend. Let's receive our new list from backend. Set todos is my response dot data. Okay. Let's stop the server and restart again. Okay, now go to our to-do list. Let's close the console. Okay, now let's refresh. If I want to delete my second task, I'm clicking delete. Okay, okay, my task is deleted successfully, and I also want to uh, delete by rise. Let's click on delete. Okay, my task is deleted. Now let's work on complete. So if I click on complete, my status will change to complete. Okay, let's work on complete. Go to complete button. So this is my complete button. I want to add. Yeah, this is a completed button. Add on click function. Handle complete, and this will also get uh, to do id to dot id. Okay, now let's expand our function. Handle complete constant, handle complete ID. Okay, now let's send our ID to backend axios dot post http localhost port number 5000, and this time complete task. This is my endpoint complete task. Now sending my ID. So open index.js. Let's close this delete task and create another route for complete complete task requires two callback functions, request and response. Okay, let's write a query for change status. Uh, and let's update using this query, similar to this query, and update to do set my status with my ID is my task ID. Now let's execute our query. Dot query to my first parameter will be my status completed, my ID request dot body dot ID, and takes two callback functions request and response. No, it is error and result. If result send updated list, add another query db dot query select star from todos error and a new list. Let's send our new list to front end response dot send to our new list. Now go to front end and let's receive our new list. Then result set produce my new list result dot data. Okay, now let's check whether it is working or not. Let's stop our server, run again. Let's go to our to-do list and add another route. Go to meeting. Let's add this. Okay, I want to complete my go to market task. Click on completed. Okay, let's go to our database. Okay, let's check whether it is updated or not. My and you can see SOS to do is not exist. Okay, my table name is to do's, not to do. Let's clear, run again, and go to our, and I want to complete this task. Completed, and go to database, and let's refresh our database, and you can see my go to market task is completed status, and another one is active. So now I want to change the status in the my task. So let's go to our home page and go to task. Okay, active. Let's change task dot status. Let's go to do list, and you can see my this status is completed and this status is active because my go to market status is complete. Okay, now let's implement categories. So if I click on all, I want to all the tasks with, and if I click on active, I want all the tasks with status active, and if I click on complete, I want all the tasks with status completed. Now let's go to our, so let's copy this. So for all my tab number is 1. So if I click on tab number 1, so if I click on tab number 1, this displays all the tasks. Now let's copy this and paste it here, and this time my tab number 2. So now I want to filter the to do's with status active. So let's filter our to do's, filter, and to do dot status equals to active. So this will filter our active tasks. Uh, First filters and then map the result to do's. So now let's copy another tab, which is tab number 3, and let's apply filter function for to do's dot filter, and this accepts my to do and check for to do's with status completed. To do dot status equals to completed. Okay, now uh, fine, let's go to our to-do list and let's quickly refresh, and this is my all tasks, and this is my completed task, and this is active task. So if I click on active, this is my active task. So I want to get only in go to meeting. It's go to meeting, not to meeting. Okay, if I'm clicking active, we can see um, there is only one task with status active. If I click on all, you can see two tasks, one is completed and active. If I click on completed, and you can see go to market with status completed. Okay, now if my task is completed, I want to hide uh, this delete, edit, edit, and also complete. Okay, or okay, let's remove function here. So if my task is completed, I'm not able to edit my task. Okay, remove on click function for our delete, and also you can delete the completed task, and also you can go on click function for complete. Okay, now let's go to our. So I'm removing my completed and also edit button as well. So I have only one button to delete. Let's make it center. Items to center. Let's check, and you can see delete. This is my active tasks and all tasks. Now I'm adding another task and meeting. Let's create. Okay. I want to change my meeting. Okay. I want to uh, complete my attend meeting task. I'm clicking complete, and you can see status completed. If I go to completed tasks, and you can see my attend meeting with status completed. So now I'm deleting my go to market. Okay, my go to market is deleted, and click on all, and you can see deleted. And also I want to change to meeting to go to meeting. uh, Go for meeting. uh, Go for meeting. Okay, let's update our task, and you can see my task is updated. I'm deleting my both tasks, and delete and delete. So there are no to dos in all. You can see all to dos active and completed to dos. There is no to dos.